Hi guys! Today I have a book review that I'm excited to share, which is going to be more of like a discussion type of video, but I am going to be talking about Frostbite by Richelle Mead, which is the second book of the Vampire Academy series, and I cannot tell you guys how overly obsessed and head over heels in love with the series that I am. I have been literally so absorbed into this series for the past week and a half. I just cannot get enough. It is so good. If for some reason you have not read this book or the first book, then you need to get on to the Vampire Academy series because it's just amazing and I love it, and I honestly have not felt this excited about a series in a long time. So I highly recommend them. I am going to be talking about the second one today, so it is going to be more, like I said, of a discussion with spoilers and things like that. But if you want to see a generalized review of kind of the series in the first book, I did a review for Vampire Academy that is just non-spoilers, so that will be linked below. Today we're going to talk about this one, so I'm very excited, and you'll have to bear with me because I've tried to get through a filming kind of process for this multiple times and end up just recapping what happened, which if you've read it isn't that interesting. So I'm going to do my best to kind of talk more about it and my opinions more than a recap, so we will see how it goes. Okay, so the book starts off, we'll start with Rose and Dimitri. The book starts off with them having accepted that they really can't be together in a relationship, but that they both care about each other and their attraction is real after everything that happened in the first one. So that was really great to see in the first one, and Dimitri was really cute and I love him. I cannot get enough of Dimitri. So they accept that, but it's evident at the beginning that there's still a lot of kind of awkward I guess encounters between them. They're together all the time practicing and things like that, so they awkwardly still kind of acknowledge that they have feelings for one another, but they try to hide it. So that was kind of interesting to watch. And then near the beginning of the book, Rose kind of cracks and she goes after Dimitri and it's like, I'm tired of being in control all the time and all of this, and she kind of goes for him and kisses him, and then he kind of reciprocates that and kind of gets into the moment with her, and then he kind of pulls back and says, no, don't do that again, this is wrong, we can't do this, because not only is he 7 years older, but also the whole thing about Lissa and having to protect her. So they kind of have a little bit of a teasing moment at the beginning, and then of course Richelle Mead has to yank it away from us, so that happens. And then Christian and Lissa are actually together now, which I like because I'm glad she decided to kind of just say, to heck with all of you popular, rich, kind of royal vampires, I'm gonna go for who I want to, even though no one really likes Christian. I learned to like him a lot in this book near the end especially, so I think it was good for her to do that and kind of stand up to him. I think that she's a good character. I love all of the characters. So the main kind of conflict and things that happen in this one happens after the Strigoi attack Arthur Schoenberg and his family and all, when Rose and Dimitri are road tripping, and so that puts the Academy on alert, and then they send everybody off to go to the ski resort for break. But before that, we meet Rose's mom, Janine Hathaway. She shows up and she and Rose have a very rocky relationship. Rose is, kind of bitter towards her because her mom is a priority guardian and she has never really been in Rose's life. And then she comes back and everybody admires her and thinks she's so great because she's a really good guardian and she's very brave and courageous and has a lot of accomplishments. So she has this kind of interesting encounter with Rose, and then they end up practicing together and she punches her in the eye and all of that, which kind of further adds to the hate and kind of, I guess, awkwardness between their relationship. It's very bitter, to say that again. But then they go on the kind of resort vacation to go skiing, and Rose kind of starts to hang out with Mason a little bit, who is infatuated with her and has always liked her, and since she can't be with Dimitri, she tries to go for Mason a little bit and they kind of have a fling. Meanwhile, Christian's aunt Natasha shows up, and she is obviously in belief of the vampires fighting with the guardians and things like that, but she is after Dimitri and has a huge crush on Dimitri and wants him to be her guardian and to have kids with her and all this stuff, and she is, kind of threatening to Rose. Rose is, against that obviously because she loves Dimitri, but she can't do anything about it, and Dimitri's himself with her, which is interesting. He's very laid back and very, just relaxed around Natasha because they go way back. And at first I was not really not really like threatened. I really did never have a problem with Natasha. I know Rose's character was threatened and making a lot of comments about her in her head and stuff, but I kind of figured like Dimitri wasn't going to go for Natasha, but she was there nonetheless, and added a little bit of drama, I guess, if you will. So Mason and Rose kind of have a thing, and then we meet Adrian Ivashkov, who is another boy that's kind of on Rose's radar. So he's the royal vampire that's very wealthy and a player and out to get girls, and he has a very bad reputation. So he starts to hang out with Rose, and they start to talk a lot and stuff, and everybody tells her, you know, stay away from him, he's bad news. And honestly, I never really found him as like a threat. I kind of found him interesting. He's kind of like got the mysterious bad boy kind of vibe to him, but I also felt like he was somewhat nice and like really interested in her, but we don't see like a ton about him from the start, and she is more focused on Dimitri and all of that. So I liked his character though. I think as the series continues to go on as well, I like him a lot. But I liked that he was there. I thought he added some, you know, kind of humor and stuff. So I liked him, although, again, he added a lot of drama from other people's point of view. So, like, Lissa kept warning her to stay away from him, and Dimitri and her mom and all of these people. But then Lissa finds out he's also a spirit user, so they kind of have an interaction together, and they're trying to learn as much as they can from one another. And Adrian can see into people's dreams, which I totally caught on to at first. I'm not sure if that was, like, obvious to everyone, but the first time he was in Rose's dream, I totally caught on to that, and I was like, okay, this is like kind of hinting that this is real, like this is happening. She's not dreaming of him, like she's dreaming of him, but it's obvious like he's doing something. So I was kind of unsure whether he was like a threat at first, but we learn he's not a threat by the kind of end of the book. So that happens. The queen is there. I can't remember exactly what happens with the queen, but she is there, and she is, you know, Her Majesty and all that, and they don't really like her. They think she's kind of meh. So that happens, and then of course the whole major conflict happens with Rose, Mason, Eddie, and Mia, who is also back. And this one, they kind of start to get closer with Mia. Her mom died in this book, so they all kind of have a little bit of a bond together. They kind of grow with her, and they don't hate her as much. So, of course, Dimitri had told Rose about the Strigoi being in Spokane or Spokane, and she had then told Mason that. So she later is discussing with Dimitri how she thinks that he should take Natasha's offer, and even though she doesn't like it, she, you know, wants him to be happy and do what he wants to. And then she realizes that he can't, or that she can't keep leading Mason on. So this is when she goes to tell Mason, and she finds out he's gone. He's run off with Mia and all of them, so she has to go on a rescue mission to find him. So this is when they all get captured, and they're all in there, and all this horrible things are happening. So I was, you know, really excited to see Christian and her kind of team up to fight off the vampires to try to escape. He used his fire element to kind of help get them out, and I liked that. And then, of course, they get kind of held up trying to leave the house with the two head vamps, and so Rose ends up killing them, which I thought was really cool, even though the circumstances they kind of played were bad, and obviously it was like a devastating situation for them. I really liked that she, you know, killed these guys because it gave her the 2 Melina marks, and I thought that that was kind of an indication of her strength as a character and her progressing and being very accomplished very early on before even graduating and all of that stuff. So I liked that, although in the process Mason died, which was unfortunate. And she didn't really have a chance to tell him that she was sorry for what happened and that she was leading him on and that she just really didn't have a future with him. But at that point, all the really great stuff with Dimitri happens. So they rescue her. Dimitri comes and he takes her. And later they talk once she's kind of better and back at the academy. And he says he was, you know, scared when he found her and he thought she wasn't going to recover from what happened. But she did, and that he told Natasha no because he couldn't be with her when he obviously loved Rose and had an eye for Rose, which I thought was so cute. And of course they still acknowledge that they can't be together, but that they still wish that they could, and the attraction and the kind of relationship is growing stronger, even though there's not an actual relationship. So of course that was really cute at the very end, and we're teased again as the series goes on because nothing, you know, too dramatic happened with them. They're still not together. They're still not a thing, but I liked that nonetheless. So overall, I was very happy with this book. I thought that it wasn't as good as the first one for me, although I've seen some other people say that they liked this one better, but I just felt like this one was different because I was hoping there would be some more Dimitri and Rose action early on, although I've kind of gained a pattern of Richelle Mead's writing style. She tends to put like certain things at the end and certain things like in the middle and like conflict. So I'm actually on the 5th book now. This is like probably cheating, but I'm already on the 5th book, and I kind of see now how there's a pattern looking back. But when I first read this one, I liked the first one better. So nonetheless, I still think it's a really good one. I love all of the books. I think that they're all really, really amazing and fabulous, and I just can't get enough of any of them. But I guess that's the main point to this. I'm trying to think of anything like small details that I forgot. I guess that's it. So tell me your thoughts. I think that these books, again, just get more and more complex as they go on, and there's a lot of detail, so I've probably forgotten something really important, but I tried to cover like the main things for me. Of course, we're looking forward to see what happens with Dimitri and her in the future, but I am very excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and be sure to leave me comments below of what you thought of this book and your theories and your opinions. And I hope you guys are having a fabulous day and that you're doing very well, and I will talk to you all very soon. So thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.